Hello and welcome to a review of the Browning Abolt 3 rifle. This is my personal rifle. It is wearing a 3x9x40 Buckmaster by Nikon with a BDC reticle. A Codwell bipod, I'm not sure on the model, but Codwell bipod. This particular rifle is chambered in .243 Winchester. Here are 3 examples of some ammunition I've fired through the gun so far. I have some Perfecta by Tula, some American Whitetail by Hornady, and some Winchester Super X, all around 100 grains. All the rounds did relatively well, got some pretty decent groups. This one I'm going to make a review about in a later video. Actually, this is some good ammo for a price point that you're getting it. But today we're just going to look at the rifle. This is a very excellent recoil pad. Not that it's required for a 243, but you can get this rifle chambered in 270, 30-06, 300 Win Mag, 7mm rim mag, and it'll be the same recoil pad. You can see it's very, very squishy, and it works very well. The 243 is such a light kicking rifle already, and it pretty much the equivalent with this recoil pad of shooting like 223 or 5.56, which is excellent. The rifle does not have a cheek swell on the stock. If that's important to you, I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about that. Here's something to note though, it does have a right-handed palm swell, which I could really take or leave that, but it is nice. It does not have a left-handed palm swell though, so for our left-handed shooters, sorry for you. Something that's really nice to note about all of the Browning Abolt and X-Bolt models is they have a 60-degree bolt throw, which if you're like me and most of your rifles have a 90 or 70-degree bolt throw, when I first started shooting, found myself smashing my hand into the bell of the rifle a lot. With this, that pretty much eliminates that problem and gives you a lot of clearance between the bolt handle and the bell of the scope. Another nice thing about this rifle, which if I'm going to have a hunting rifle is almost a must for me, is a tang mounted safety. Not that there's anything wrong with a crossbar safety, but with the tang mounted safety I can ride it forward, make it super quiet. When the safety is in the rear position, it's on safe and forward for fire, like most standard rifles. When the weapon is on safe, the bolt is locked and the trigger cannot be fired. However, if you can see that button right there, if you watch that, you can see when the weapon is on fire and the weapon's on safe, that button comes up. What that button allows you to do is if you depress that, you can lift the bolt for loading and unloading of the rifle while the weapon is on safe. Another thing to notice is a cocking indicator. When the indicator is protruding, the weapon is cocked. When the weapon is uncocked, make sure this weapon is unloaded. When the weapon is uncocked, you can see that it's no longer protruding. The trigger is a decent hunting trigger. If I'm going to fault the rifle anywhere, it's probably going to be here at the trigger. This is actually a polymer trigger. It's not steel. The trigger and the trigger guard itself are made of polymer. It's a nice braking trigger though. It's very crisp, has little to no over travel, and brakes cleanly right around 3 pounds, give or take. I haven't weighed the trigger or anything, but to me it feels right about 3.5 pounds. Another feature about this rifle I like is it has a 5-round detachable box magazine. Very nice magazine. Rounds feed and strip off that magazine very well. It doesn't sit flush with the rifle. That's not that big of a deal for me. If that bothers you aesthetically, I guess that'd be something to note. The chamber of the rifle is a short action, obviously. It will come in long actions for 270, 30-06, etc. Go ahead and close this, give you a look. Something else that's interesting to note about the AB3 model versus the Abolt and the X-Bolt models is the bolt itself is rounded versus that like triangle shape that the typical Abolt and X-Bolt models have. The bolt is very smooth. I don't find an issue with it cocking or unloading or firing. Here we have the barrel, which is a button rifle barrel made in Japan. It is completely free floated. I did take the rifle off the stock. It is not pillar bedded like you find on the X-Bolt. So that's something to note. It is completely free floated though. Another thing I like about the Browning rifles is the muzzle is receded, as you can see, and that prevents anything from, you know, bumping and destroying the crown of the rifle, so that's very nice. Alright, and that's my review of the Browning Abolt Model 3. I hope that this review helps, and please leave a comment and like the video. This is my first gun review video, so please go easy on me. If you want to see more, just hit the like button. I've got a lot of rifles I'd like to review. I just need to know if people actually want to see me review them. Thank you.